Anywhere you want it. Anywhere you want it. Yeah. Anywhere you want it. This is me. Anywhere you want it. This is me. Tell me where you wanna go. About it. Tell me where you wanna go.
Can you tell how many people have been shot?
I think 2 children
Okay. All right. I need. What was
that
your
I've seen.
name,
There's a girl running down the street saying that her stepfather is killing everyone in her family.
And what did the female say to you?
And she says that her stepfather is killing everybody in her house. I did. I'm on the phone with them right now.
Did you say how or what was happening?
I asked her to get in the car with me, and she said she couldn't leave her family.
Where's he at?
Shooter's on the porch.
Get him right here. Right here. You got him on the porch.
We've asked, that's the last place we've been told.
You show me your hands now! Stand up and walk towards us! Stand up now! Walk towards us! Stand up with your hands up! Stand up now!
His name is Doerman. Doerman.
I know, but we can't.
29 and 63 attack that.
Show us your fucking hands now! Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! Stand up now! Stand up! Stand the fuck up!
Stage and air going to go ahead and fly whenever any units can advise.
Get your hands up here. Come for 21. It's in there.
Those guys can confirm that there's people that need first aid, and that's the shooter who's not complying. They need to take care of the
I got it.
victims. They have to shoot in the shootout.
Man, I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I'm completely sober. Never did drugs a day
63,
in my
we're
life.
21. Get the EMS over here.
Well, I did drugs when I was little, but I don't do drugs now. I'm sober. I'm not trying to fight you. Yowlin,
63.
get your butt inside. Yowlin, get your butt inside.
We on primary?
Now.
29, we got 3 kills now.
3 kids down, 16 down.
Yowlin.
63, we're 21.
Knock
Have
it off.
EMS respond over here.
You're clear, they're being advised.
Robert 34, just started mass custody response.
63, do you want them to respond to the Laurel Lindale address? Where exactly do you need them?
We're right in the front yard. What are you doing, man?
Hey, pretty copy all this.
Y'all roll over. I ain't gonna hurt you. I ain't gonna hurt nobody.
You got anything on you?
No, I ain't got nothing, man. Phone, that's it. I ain't mad. I ain't nothing. Just make sure that dog don't come out. I don't think he'll bite you. Just don't reach for him and try to grab him and pet him.
All right.
He won't bite you.
What's going on, man?
Nothing. Can I stand up? It's kind of uncomfortable.
I'm gonna
I
get
ain't
you
gonna
here
do
in a
nothing. I ain't running
second.
away. You can do whatever you want.
Here. You the only one else inside the house?
What?
You the only one else inside the house?
Yeah.
Sit down right here.
My daughter, she ran over to the fire department.
Sit down.
It's my stepdaughter.
Put him in the cage.
This is look.
What's your name?
Chad.
Chad. What's your last name?
Doerman.
Gorman?
Doerman.
Doerman. Have you ever been here before?
I think one time for fighting my dad. Yeah.
Just give me the word when you get it and I'll... Yeah.
North 216. North 463. 640.
Don't be doing that, man. Don't be beating your head on the wall, okay? Have one on. My next question would be, do they want us to go ahead and book you?
That's
For the
what I'm saying.
consultation? Is that what they're checking?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I asked that already too.
North Drive 267.
Oh, actually, it's good. Do you have any weapons or drugs on you?
No.
Anything that's gonna poke me, stick me, or hurt me?
No.
Okay. Put your hands up there. Do a pat down and get everything out of your pockets.
That's Shams.
Shams.
James.
Just taking your belt off. You see the bottom of his foot. Bend it up here to me. There you go. Alright, we're going to step straight up to the counter, in front of that blue bag there to the left. Is he getting evidence bags or push? See your hands. I'm going to take this cuff off, put your hand up here, palm down, okay? Same with this one. We're going to go down to the end of the counter down here and we're going to hang a left.
You guys just come out now?
Yeah. Turn left. You're fine. You can put your hands down on your side. Be a gown.
Yeah.
What size shoe you wear? We're going here.
10.
Size 10 shoe. Go ahead and take your shirt off and hand it to me. Phone call. Once we get done with the process and they're finished with you, yes, we'll let you make a phone call. Hold on a second. There's jeans in there. And take your boxers off. Hold your hands up in the air. You see in the mouth? Lift your tongue. Take one finger, go around your gum line, top and bottom, please. Alright, let me see behind your ears. Alright, alright, lift your penis. Move the testicles. Alright, turn around. See the bottom of your left foot. Wiggle your toes. Alright, your left foot now. Alright, face this wall. Squat down like a baseball catcher and cough hard 3 times.
North 448.
People probably tomorrow, they'll probably talk to you at some point tomorrow, would be my guess. And then we'll go from there, okay? So step out here. I'm gonna step up on that sled.
You're gonna face that wall straight in. Pressure rate corner shoulders apart. Keep your hands on the side of the steering wheel. There's a sign that says look here. Look up there the whole time, don't move, don't talk. Take about 15 seconds.
All right, you step off towards me. You go that way. All right. Set down up here.
It is an incomprehensible act of horror that he perpetrated on this family. The court needs to have some understanding of the facts. What we have here is the planned slaughter of 3 little boys.
On Friday, Claremont County Prosecutor Mike DeColvey explained in detail how 3 little boys were shot and killed on June 15th.
Mr. Doerman, do you understand that?
You can see the boy's father, Chad Doerman, sitting in handcuffs during the hearing.
For the court's own edification, Mr. Doerman, can you please tell me how old you are? And what's your date of birth? And are you a citizen of the United States? All right.
Doerman is charged with 9 counts of aggravated murder for the deaths of his 3-year-old, his 4-year-old, and his 7-year-old. Court documents show that the boys were shot with a rifle and that Doerman, quote, confessed to planning and carrying out the deaths of victims involved for several months.
Stand up! Stand up!
Body camera from the day of the murders shows Doerman sitting on his porch when deputies arrived. It's crucial to note that his children's bodies were nearby.
What's going on, man?
Nothing. Can I stand up? It's kind of uncomfortable.
The Claremont County community is unraveled and distraught over the news of the murders. They're creating murals, fundraisers, and establishing locations to honor the lives of the brothers, as justice is fought for them through the judicial system.
Based upon the recitation of the indictment and all the possible charges and possible sentences, what is the plea of your client at this time?
The plea is not guilty, Your Honor.
Doerman pleaded not guilty to all 21 counts against him on Friday. This includes 9 counts of aggravated murder, 8 counts of kidnapping, and 4 counts of felonious assault.
If the bond in this case be no bail.
He slaughtered his 3 children in the most brutal fashion you can imagine.
Since his arraignment last week, Chad Doerman has been held on a $20 million bond, the largest ever imposed in Claremont County. County Prosecutor Mark DeColvey was given an opportunity to tell the judge why that bond should be revoked. He said it was due to the horrific accounts in the case, as Doerman allegedly shot and killed his 3 boys.
The first one shot was the 4-year-old, shot in the house. times and sustained 2 bullet wounds to the head, causing his death. The second child shot was a 7-year-old who fled the residence, ran some 300 feet from the residence, and was gunned down from behind by the defendant. We then approached this little boy who was injured, incapacitated, alive, and shot him in the head twice from a close distance.
Chakotay then said Doerman went after his 3-year-old son.
There was a struggle with the mother. He ripped the child from the mother's arms and put a bullet in his head. Close range, powder wounds on a 3-year-old boy's head.
They won't let you talk to your son?
Keith Doerman, now living in Florida, said he came back to Ohio Thursday night after he found out what happened that day on Laurel Lindale Road in Monroe Township, but said he's not allowed to talk to his son. Chad Doerman confessed to shooting and killing his 3 sons execution style. Chad's father tells us this is completely out of character for Chad, saying his son isn't violent. I don't know what went on in his personal life. It's a shocker to us we didn't see it coming. He just snapped. I could tell in his eyes he's hollow inside. That wasn't Chad standing at the arraignment. I mean, that was not him. Contrary to what the elder Doerman said, this is what Assistant Claremont County Prosecutor David Gass said in court Friday.
We know that one of the boys was able to flee into a field near the home. And again, we know from his admission, father hunted that boy down, drug him back to the property, and executed him in front of witnesses.
On Friday, we found out prosecutors charged Chad Doerman with domestic violence in 2010 for allegedly choking his father, but authorities dropped the charge. Keith Doerman told me he can't figure out why his son would have done this. A lot of stuff out there that could make you flip, and I don't think there's enough research on that, alluding to the possibility his son Chad could be suffering from mental illness, but also said, I don't know if it was financial, I don't know if it was marital, I don't know if it's work-related, I don't know. Keith defended his son, saying he was a good kid and a good father, but said, I don't want nobody to badmouth him because this is a terrible thing he did, and I'm angry at him for it, but there's something deeper inside, that's all it is.
Today in court, Doerman was wearing a bulletproof vest, the prosecutor not holding back in his comments about the suspect.
The trauma that this man has inflicted on his family, the community, law enforcement, first responders, and all of the rest of us who have any idea what's going on here is unspeakable.
David Gass, the chief prosecutor, calling the actions monstrous, evil, and cowardly.
He was their world, he was their guardian, and he executed them in cold blood.
3 little boys were killed. They were just 3, 4, and 7 years old. Their own father is accused of executing them. Prosecutors say Chad Doerman lined up his 3 children and shot them. Prosecutors asked for the highest bond they've ever requested from a judge, $20 million, a request the judge granted.
read to you. New Richmond Exempted Village School District Superintendent Tracy Miller says, quote, "Our hearts are once again broken tonight as we yet again ask the community to lift up those affected by this horrific incident." It goes on to say grief counselors will be available tomorrow morning here at the school beginning at 9 a.m.
I'm shocked, to be honest with you. We moved here 6 years ago, and the place is great, and you know, New Richmond's coming up, and you just hate to see anything like this anywhere.
All of a sudden I hear boom, boom, and at like 5 more, I'm like, that's 7 shots. That's shots, like there's no way. So I was freaking out like this before I got ready and everything, and I don't know, man. Before that, I saw 2 cars right here on this street zoom as fast as humanly possible. It was like something's going down.
More about this case, we're bringing in our legal analyst, Mark Crumbine. Mark, today he pleaded not guilty to these 21 charges against him. But for our viewers, can you talk about why that's not surprising that he pleaded not guilty, that this is how this goes?
No, in the state of Ohio, when you go to the arraignment after you've been indicted, you have to plead not guilty. They won't even allow you to say guilty if you wanted to. But it shouldn't truly be a surprise because he's facing the death penalty. So there's a lot of work to be done, and it could take a year, 2 years. So this is really just the beginning. Very different. There's a couple different things that can happen. First of all, you can try the case. You can't, in a death penalty case, unlike a normal felony case, you either have a jury or a 3-judge panel. Okay. It's unique in the state of Ohio in that regard. But then it's bifurcated, so there are 2 parts. If the jury finds somebody guilty of the aggravated murder with what they call the death penalty specifications, that means that they can go to the second phase, the mitigation phase. And that part of the trial is all about whether the person should get the death penalty or not. So there are 2 distinct phases. And another unique thing in Ohio is that if you're on trial for your life, you can actually make an unsworn statement without being cross-examined. It's unique in the whole system. You have the right to remain silent in any case. In a death penalty case, you can actually take the stand and make a statement without being cross-examined, and you're not even sworn in.
What are we thinking about time frame for a jury trial? Quite frankly, well into next year.
Oh, we've been considering July.
Mr. Myers, is that, I mean,
Yeah, very roughly, that would probably do it. I have to be starting a near sure bet have a trial late January, so that's that earlier part. I think July makes a lot of sense. And that's far enough out, sort of my document, there wouldn't be any trouble with that.
what are we talking about, 3 weeks?
Your higher plan on 4 to be safe.
Let's see, what, we could, like I said, the week of, starting, July 8th. And it would be the week of the 8th, the week of July 15th, the week of July 22nd, and then last week, the week of July 29th. So essentially, we're looking at July 8th through August 2nd. Got a couple of trials set in there, but they will yield, obviously, to this case. Is that doable for everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Well, and then the next question, and initially, we need to get a trial. I need to get a scheduling order request because I'm sure there's. I mean, we have the motion hearing already set, but there's going to be other matters we need to deal with. Do you want to try to work out a scheduling order between yourselves? I don't want to necessarily. I mean, generally, I would set a, set an order and I just pick dates, but I don't want to be that. I don't want to be the one setting these dates because I don't know what all is necessary to hear yet and what kind of time frame you think you need to resolve those. Is that something you can do and get back to me with a proposed scheduling order within 30 days?
Well, a couple of quick thoughts. I think first, yeah, I think we could, but second, I might just flag very generally that among the many motions that have just recently been before the court, there's a set of them that deal with the jury picking process. And I understand that way. You know, how we're going to do it, or questionnaires. And in my experience with these cases actually in trial, normally what winds up happening in the 6 or so weeks before the start date, there has to be certain hearing schedule, you know, all that. So I mention that generally because the final schedule, I say the final schedule of hearings is probably going to be a function in some measure of your ruling on those motions. That said, though, I think between counsel, sort of the better part of valor in my experience on these cases is we gather before the court for fairly routine pre-trials, just keep the finger on the pulse. So I think between counsel, within 30 days, maybe we can make that recommendation.
Why don't we do that, and then we'll go from there.
That's fair? Yes, thanks.
I have 30 days, we need to set another hearing, it seems to be a reasonable approach, at least at this point in time. Do you have to state anything else you want to do in the prosecution?
We agree on it. We would ask to continue to set.
You would set that and that would set, well, no, we got the motion here, we can go from there.
Yeah, that would be perfect. We just keep it on that date and schedule. We have given defense counsel a commitment